Hello, Queens. Welcome to this week's edition of Jungle Juice. This month, we've been exploring the territory of dancing with the divine, the different ways that we cultivate, deepen, and expand our relationship with Spirit. And we've been looking at different circumstances in which we feel sometimes in a pressing situation where we really want some extra guidance, or where we are in a critical situation where we're praying for, optimum results, and everything in between, right? So this month we're just taking a look at our relationship with Spirit and how we listen and who's listening, right? So this week I wanted to talk a little bit about the use of divination, which I love. I have had a long-standing relationship with divination, and many of you know that I even created my own deck. David and I created a beautiful relationship divination deck. If you don't know about it, you should, and you should certainly have one. But that came out of a very long-term, really beautiful dance with divination, which, just to remind you or frame, divination is the way that we listen into the mystical realm, right? Something that's magical, or even the psychological realm of symbolism, mysticism, as a way to find deeper insight, guidance, and so on. I think I had my first reading somewhere about 16 or 17 and just have never looked back. Like a lot of resources and tools that we use over the years, and I sort of mentioned this in another Jungle Juice, our relationship changes with these tools, resources. We change. We become more refined in our questions, what it is we're needing reflection with, and so on. So I wanted to talk about the beauty and the shadow of divination. The beauty of feeling that we have additional support, right? Another way of seeing things, an expanded view, a different perspective. This helps almost always, even if it's hard to hear. The upside, the beauty, the gift in divination is, wow, I didn't think of it that way, or what a gift to be able to have that alternative perspective. And then there's the shadow, which is, and boy, have I done this so many times, I want something outside of myself to tell me what's going to happen in the future and assure me that it's going to be okay, right? I might have a hard time being with the not knowing. That's usually my case. Or I want a favorable outcome, and I'm hoping that the divination is going to give me that so it can ameliorate some of my anxiety. And I think the invitation here, or the inquiry this week, is to sort of pause before we sit with whatever resource we're using that's divinatory, right? And try and reflect or remember that I'm not separate from this wisdom. I may have forgotten, or I may need some inspiration, or just to feel comforted. But to be in the truth of that, the field of that truth, rather than giving up our power. You know, the feminine in all of us, this is, you know, our work. Anybody, vagina or not, you know, the feminine that's collapsed has been taught to give up our power, thinking that something outside of ourselves knows this deep interior wisdom we have gets overridden with this historical collapsed feminine. So really, I think the invitation is to just, for you to pause and sit with, what is it that I'm really wanting? What am I needing here? And then reminding ourselves, oh, regardless of what comes forward, maybe I'll try it on, you know, or maybe not. I want to leave you with this little story. I sat with a friend not too long ago who was having a reading, and the person offering the reading, a very well-seasoned tarot reader, said, so how was that for you at the end of the reading? And my friend said, you know, some of it resonated and some of it didn't. And that really reminded me that ultimately, you, me, we are our wisest knowing and knower. Not only always ever, but we so often climb over that. So I want to invite you to, in whatever ways that you can remind yourself and remember that as you use your divination tools to enhance your inner knowing, to support you, may it be so. Enjoy your inquiry. I love hearing about all your reflection. Thank you for the emails and texts. In the meanwhile, I'm sending you every blessing. So much love until next time.